new tea just arrived and the choice is really huge. Which tea to buy first and which one not to buy? Let's find out together in this video. Hi guys, this is Gabriele from nannuoshan, where we share the pleasure of drinking and discovering genuine farm tea. Today with me there is Mauzi.
Hi guys.
Thank you for joining me. It has been a busy weekend, I would say.
Yeah, it has.
A lot of unpacking of tea. We have got just half a ton of fresh tea from China. There is more tea being shipped as we talk from Taiwan. And I already started the process of sourcing Japanese tea. With this huge amount of tea, which tea you should start first? Not only if you buy from nannuoshan, but I mean pretty much every other tea shop is getting new tea, right?
In the spring, it's all overload in every tea shop.
In every tea shop. So doesn't matter what's your favorite shop, doesn't matter where you source your tea, you need some advice where to start from. And since we source tea, we might know what is good to buy first and what doesn't matter, what we should wait. And you've been drinking tea for a while, Mauzi. What do you look for in spring when the new tea is there?
So I guess I would make some categories of like there are teas that are well known, like Tieguanyin or like Longjing, and you know what to expect, and you know like keywords you look for. Like in a Longjing, I look for Quintijong, or like in a Tieguanyin, I look for the very fresh ones, or the roasted ones, and from which region. So it's easy to just to look in the shop and see the keywords, and then you know you like it or not.
Okay.
But if you go for like you want a new tea you never had before, like a generic, I call it generic green tea, and you don't know the name, it's new for you, you don't know any person that had it before, and if it's in a shop, no one else had it before as well.
Right, you cannot even ask around.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
what do you go for? Do you go for the new one, the generic that no one knows, or you stay more traditional at the beginning and go for what you know?
Well, you could wait for others to buy the tea and then ask for feedback, but I mean, that's kind of
sometimes you take the risk, But actually, one key point that Mauzi pointed out is, for example, fresh Tieguanyin, fresh tea. Now, spring tea is fresh. That's why we buy spring tea. And when we buy spring tea, we also use the opportunity to buy other teas that are not necessarily fresh, just because we want to get them shipped all together. So this one here, for example, is a fresh Tieguanyin. Is our Tieguanyin Qing Xiang Superior, or Qing Xiang Tieguanyin Superior. So it is double fresh because it is super fresh. Actually, it's not a spring harvest though. It is from last autumn. Well, we just got it here. And I would say, when we speak about that, let's drink it.
Sure.
And let's find out more. So the freshness, I would say, is one key aspect. Green tea, very fresh white tea, fresh oolong like Tieguanyin or other from Taiwan sometimes. If you wait a little bit, they will change. They will change very quickly. So I would say, for me at least, when I have a huge choice of new teas, we have got more than 100 new teas. They will come out one after the other. And you cannot wait because it takes forever. And at the same time, you don't know what to buy. So go for fresh tea, because those fresh teas are those that if you wait 3 months, the taste will be different. 5 grams?
Sure. Okay. And if you,
5.6.
For example, I think you got the Xiaomei 2023 in the shop right now. And I had 2022 of it and I liked it. So I kind of can blind buy it by now.
This was like the first category you say, the one where you have a comeback of a tea that you already tried. It's just the new version, the new year.
And you know the quality level is on the level you like, and then you can then basically just blind buy it.
And sometimes you even have exact the same batch of previous tea that were sold out that we are able to buy again. But in that case, it's never fresh because it means it was the tea for a year ago, for example, a shampooer that we are buying again. So in that case, I would wait. There is no need to buy it fresh. You can wait 6 months.
Yeah, but I mean, Xiang, you don't have to buy fresh.
Anyway, unless, I mean, it is a very fresh,
But then it's like green tea.
well, it's like a green tea, right? But it's very, very fresh matcha, and you want to get that experience, you could do that. Yeah, that's for sure. There is actually thinking another aspect. So let's say freshness. It's something that you can discover. You go there is a table on most website or most shop that tell you when the tea was harvested, and you see, oh look, this tea was harvested just 2 months ago. Let's try. What you don't see online is the availability of a certain tea, right? Because of course we know it, we know how much is on stock, but you don't necessarily see that. And why is this important? It's important because sometimes we buy tea, even in small quantities, just because we really want to try the tea, to offer that to you, but it can be sold out extremely quickly. So for that, you need to speak with the shop owners, with the people working in the shop. In our case, you can send us an email, you can join Discord, link in the description below, and just text me directly or text Mauzi or whoever and ask around. And you want to find out either which are the teas that have little availability, or if you have some specific question about a few tea, just ask, how much do you have on stock? Is it okay if I buy it in 2 months? Because sometimes, many of you know, for example, with the show May 2022, got sold out really quickly. So by the time the video was out, it was no more possible actually almost to buy it. Yeah. So that's just the rinse. Speaking about this tea, I mean, we are digressing a little bit, but the 2 Tieguanyin that we got this year have a very characteristic and difficult to find milky texture and taste that I've been searching for long, and that for my taste I appreciate better than a high florality. So they are floral Tieguanyin, we'll find out in a moment, but there is this milky texture that I first had in 2012 in a shop in Hangzhou, and I still remember that, and I was no more able to find, and here it's certainly back. I even smelled that. So yeah, freshness we say, availability, try to find out. Freshness, white tea, very fresh white tea, spring 2023 in our case, very fresh green tea, very fresh Tieguanyin. Any other freshness I'm forgetting?
Yeah, maybe Xiang.
Yeah, we said if you are into some matcha, maybe that. And well, speaking about our teas, you've been here now a couple of days. We didn't drink all the teas, all the 117, I think, but new teas. But is there anything that you particularly liked of what we have tasted?
Yeah, I packed a couple of teas and I started with the green ones, and I haven't had fresh green teas in a long time. And packing them and smelling them made me kind of curious, so I tried some. And I'm not sure what the name was. Do you remember the tea I drank yesterday?
Yesterday, when?
In the morning, the green tea.
Okay, when I get the yes, that's Duyun Mao Feng. So it's a Mao Feng from the south of China. It's a comeback. It's one of those teas that we had already last year, but of course it makes a difference when it's fresh. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So okay, here you have Mauzi's suggestion. Yeah.
It kind of took me by surprise.
Yeah, he was not expecting. yeah, that's true. Let's enjoy this Tieguanyin. And what if you have been waiting for a tea for very long, and then you check out and it's not there? And let's say whatever tea, a fresh green tea that you had last year, very, very nice. You are waiting for the new tea. You've been waiting for 6 months, and it's not there. Well, you can do 2 things. Again, ask the shop, is it gonna coming out? And if they say no, we haven't sourced it this year for many reasons. In our case, one of your favorite actually, Qing. We didn't bought it again because the price this year was too high for that quality. You can ask for something similar that goes in that direction, and then you get a suggestion. I think we will have something like 25 new green tea from China, so it's difficult to pinpoint which is the one closer to the one I had before. So just ask for that. And at the end, the fact that you have to buy fresh tea doesn't mean you have to buy all at once. So one can use also, let's say, an approach where you first go into a discovery buy and
Like
to find out what you
samples?
like. Yeah, samples, or if it is cheap, even 20 grams. Yeah, and have a wider choice. And then once you have that, you can find out which of those you like the most, and placing basically two orders, one close to each other, and then give you some time to enjoy the tea
I
afterwards.
mean, if you know the vendor and you know he has the quality you like or the taste like you, then like you can kind of blind buy new teas you never had before.
Yeah.
So in my case, I would like maybe buy 2 or 3 green teas I never had before. As you said, you will have over 20 new green teas, so I will definitely not have every one of them before.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Yeah, and also because of the availability, we say now I cannot remember by heart all the teas we have little availability, but for example, the most expensive of the two Julin tea, so Julin means bamboo forest. One of them, the most expensive one, we have very little amount. In fact, when we put it online, many people bought it. Well, without knowing that the availability was limited, but this means that now it's even more limited. So that's one tea, link in the description below. And I have to say that before starting the video this morning, I was thinking I will ask Mauzi if there is one tea that he liked the most. And then I started asking myself, and what about myself? I was thinking, is there any tea I've been drinking over the past week, a new tea that really remained in my mind? And yes, there is. And well, there are a few, but really the one that I've been thinking the most is what is called like perfume, translate perfume white tea. So it's the Xiang Shui, which means literally fragrance water. So it's perfume actually, Bai Cha. That is the purple buds.
Yeah, this one.
That was, so I think actually to that one, I would even dedicate a whole video.
It was surprising yesterday.
It was, when you go there with not so much expectation, just curiosity. You put a few drops in your mouth and like, Yes, so I would say we don't need to keep this video much longer than that. I hope we were able to convey a few criteria, let's say, for the selection. So we mentioned freshness, look for fresh tea. Availability, find out which of the teas are less available, there is less on stock, and start with those. Wait for any tea that is not super fresh. So of course it's the opposite of the first criteria, but it's like, to make you an example, you would say, you have to watch out, because you say, okay, green tea, let's say, oh look, this year green tea, there is Yunsi. It's coming back. Yunsi, we've got tons of Yunsi. It's not stored in the fridge because it's meant for aging. You can wait. You don't need
just use your budget in the spring for green teas and buy the oolongs later on.
Yes, that's also, unless Tieguanyin, for example, that you want the freshness. So it's a little bit of attention to be paid. If the tea you like is not back, ask the shop, either if it's coming online or for a replacement. And if you're still unsure, go for a 2 shots purchase, where you go first out just to try a few things with a small budget, many samples, and then just a week or 2 later, you order what you really like. How does that sound?
For me, pretty good. I do that kind of all the time.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So Mauzi here as the proof that works. And do you like the tea?
this one, it's not so hard on the stomach. I think.
Yeah.
Like it's at the autumn harvest, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's let's say even on an empty stomach, you can kind of the Chinese would say accept it. While if it is too green, sometimes after a few cups, you really, I mean, start having pain. Yeah,
It's a bit more like a Taiwanese chicken.
it goes in that direction, but it was not done by Master Chen, so it doesn't have a Taiwanese touch. It really depends probably where it was grown. I'll have to check all the details, but it has, if you're searching for a milky Tieguanyin, both Tieguanyin this year, the Qing Xiang Classic and the Qing Xiang Superior, have that milky taste with more milkiness and roundness in the Superior and a little bit more strength and florality in the Classic.
Sounds about right, yeah.
All right, let's move on and we will see you at the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Guys. Subscribe.